Hey YouTube, I feel like it's been a while since I did an actual video. I just really love doing lives. We still do about 3 a week. City Beauty Lip Oil. We're going to do a base face today and click off and click on and pair Natasha Denona Xenon with Notoriously Morbid. Thank you. Bog Witch palette. And I know we've been doing base faces and then cutting off, coming back doing the eye look. So, but today we're going to do the Fox palette. I don't know how popular this still is or if people are going to want to see it. But y'all, for real though, my video views be low anyway. So we're just going to just go for it and have fun. And the next base face we do will be with the Lotus palette and then with the Swan palette. Usually I do mix them, but we're just going to use probably everything in here. And so let's get started with the face. And as I'm working on the face, I will do the intro for those who may be new here. This is a City Beauty Brightening Eye Cream. Hello and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? Crazy concept. Be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. Here we believe in just accepting, our natural features. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You may hear you must use this brand, this tool, this technique, and I'm here to tell you, just use whatever you want to use to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. As I just mentioned, here we do believe in accepting our features. We believe in enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but never feeling like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's what the Crazy Troll Nation is. That is our motto. That's what we live by. If you've been here and you've been hearing it, I hope that it is one of your daily affirmations, just to be your authentic self and just to rock whatever you want to rock. And if this is your first time hearing it, I hope it does resonate with you and encourage you to just love yourself and just be you. And so there's two things about me. Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse. Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. And the other thing is sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the times, there's an organism that lives in my throat named Bruce. He likes to hiccup, gurgle, and belch in videos, and then particularly in live streams, because I'm usually scarfing something down so I could be on time. This is the Fenty Beauty Luminous Foundation Hydrating. I forget exactly what it's called. And so we did 1 pump of the primer and we're doing 1 pump of the foundation. So those are two things about me. I try to be aware of Bruce to say, excuse me, because it is, even for a troll, just like bad behavior. You know what I mean? But if you do hear something and I don't say, excuse me, I was not aware of him for whatever reason. So that's that. Usually I do my brows before we start. I forgot to do my brows. Do we want to put a color in our brows today? I haven't done a video, y'all, in a while. And I almost didn't do this today. Because I have, y'all, from when it was really hot and my AC wasn't working, I really didn't get a lot done. Because it's like, how much can you do when it's 94 degrees, right? And so that's one of the reasons that I haven't done a video in a little while. And that's also why I have a backlog of other stuff that I had wanted to get done, because I just kept shifting things forward in my calendar. And just like today, whatever I don't finish today is going to be shifted to tomorrow or to another day when I don't already have a bunch of stuff in my calendar to do. So I said, you know what? I enjoy doing videos. I enjoy playing in makeup. I said, let me just do this. And I did finish some things, and other things I wanted to do I have not even started. And so I'm like, let me just do this. Because I do enjoy being here, talking to you, chilling, playing in makeup. Let me do my brows before I forget again. The Fenty Brow MVP. And this says it's deep black. On me, it's like a dark brown or like a reddish brown. And so that's always kind of strange to me that it doesn't look like what it says. And more so over here where I don't have hair. So I'm assuming it has something to do with my complexion and or my undertone, that it looks reddish brown over where I don't have hair. Yeah. Oh, you'll get to see how I've been doing my brows lately. I have been doing something different, and I like it better this way. And I do think that they look more natural. And so, oh, I didn't mean to bring that all the way up there. Are they in the same place? Almost. So you see what I'm saying? How it's like a brownish red? But it says it's black is black. No, it says deep black. Does that look black? To me, that looks red. Like a brownish red. And it's only over there, like where I have no hair. And my hair is not black. And sometimes people say their hair is black, but really their hair is like a dark brown. I haven't met any person in my day-to-day life that has black hair, even when they say they have black hair. Because when I'm looking at them, I'm like, your hair isn't black, it's dark brown. And maybe people just, I don't know, maybe it's just easier for them to say. I have no idea. I have no idea. So yeah, my hair is actually dark brown and red. When I was younger and during the summertime, when I would be outside more of the red would come out and it would look more and more red. And people are like, what's wrong with your hair? I'm like, that's the color. Yeah, so in the summer, it would turn more red than in the winter. And I avoid the sun at all costs these days. I am heat sensitive. So how did I make it through those hot days? Only the universe knows. But yeah, I was surprised when I thought back, like, wow, like I really went through that situation. And so for the inside, so I still do the tails the same and try to get them to look the same as far as outlining them and combing them in. This side is thicker than this side, but I'm not going to mess with it too much. So, but for where I have hair, I've been doing what Hourglass does, and I forget their names because Mac will do videos and it's usually a different person. And they call it back combing, where instead of going with the grain of hair, you go against it. And I don't know what Hourglass calls it, but when I was watching one of the Pro Mac videos, they said back combing. And what it does, which I find it to be true, is that it gets more to the root of your lashes. I mean, your brows. Whereas going this way, you're just basically just combing over the hair, versus this way it gets down to the root, and so more color is on your skin than just in your hair, your brow hair. And so this is how this looks, and then I'm going to brush it over. And if you've seen how I normally do my brows, let me know if you see a difference. I do think it looks more natural doing it that way. And doing it that way prevents me from doing too much on the inner corners. Well, in here, and one side is usually squared off, and then one side is not, blah, blah, blah. So it does seem to prevent a lot of that for me. And the last few times I did this, I'm like, I really liked how my brows looked. And there's times when I'll say, oh, my brows look good today. And when I watch the video back, meaning after it's aired on YouTube, I'm like, girl, one is up here, one is down here, one is over here, this one starts over here. But the other day I did a live stream, I did my brows beforehand. And when I was watching the live, I'm like, girl, your brows is looking good. And I will say that I was pleasantly surprised, because I tried to be conscious to not say, okay, I think my brows look good today, because they would be looking busted. But that day, I'm like, ooh. And they were almost in the same place, which they never are as far as in here. But with this technique, and then even brushing them up, it looks more natural to how brows naturally are. Because nobody's brows are in the same exact place. Nobody's brows are the same exact height. Nobody's brows, is different degrees of how much hair you have, whether it's just a little bit of hair or more hair. And so as you get inside here, it does get more faded. And even when they do all the things to the brows, they do fade them out in here. So for me, this looks natural, because people's brows are not perfectly symmetrical. You know what I mean? And so I think this will be my technique now for ever. I think. I just really dig it. And I need to stop right now. Yeah, but I really like it. And then brushing them up, and then whatever. I did trim them the other day, brushed them up, whatever hairs were up here. cut it off. I need to cut my hair. Oh, look at my hair. Never mind, don't look at my hair. So this is, it is really a different vantage point from looking in this mirror to looking up here, like for real. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to leave them. Oh boy. Someone had messaged me and they're like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this, do that. And they were like, oh, they're in the bed. And I'm like, I'm about to eat lunch and then finish up stuff. And they were like, and they sent back a shock face and were like, well, what are you doing? I don't know why it still does, but it still surprises me when I tell somebody I'm nocturnal and I'm busy at night. They're like, well, what do you do? I do the same things that y'all do, just do it at nighttime. The only thing I can't do is grocery shop, unless I place an order to pick up the next day. But a lot of people really, I don't know. I think it's just because their life is their life, and maybe most people they know, work during the daytime. So at night, they're chilling out, watching a movie, go to sleep. Because I had somebody ask me one time, they said, what do you do all night? Watch movies? I said, if all I did was watch movies at night, I would never get anything done. And so sometimes I'll tell people, think of it this way. Think of it as somebody who works second or third shift. Think of it that way. Because some people really have a hard time, like, well, what do you do all night? I do the same things you do during the day, or on your days off, I should say, because most people seem to work during the day. Or most people that I know or come across. I do the same things you do during the day, except it's at night, except grocery shop. And then they're still like, but what do you do? If I feel like it, I will start listing things that I have to do for that night. But it's just like, why is that such a foreign concept? So the easiest thing to say is just, just think of me as a person who works second or third shift. Well, really third shift, because I go to sleep after sunrise. But it's just, and I don't know why it still surprises me, because it happens quite a bit it's just, but what that tells me is that people are just used to their life and the lives of people that they know, because it does seem to be really difficult sometimes for people to understand, well, what do you mean you're nocturnal? Like, when do you go to sleep? Like, they just don't understand it. And it's nothing to understand except I'm up late and I go to sleep in the morning. And I occupy my time. I really do. So we're going to get into the Fox palette. Oh, that was the Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder, Truly Tawny. And y'all, I love this powder. And of course, loose powders are messy. I was determined because they're a Black-owned brand. I was determined to find something that I could wear from them, because none of their foundation shades match me. Not a one. And I was annoyed. And I'm just like, but you're a POC brand and I'm a POC. And so I tried the powder and I'm like, oh, okay. So that's been my staple for a while now. So Fox palette, I have labels up here and down here and on the back. Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a label whore. If y'all know where that's from, let me know. So this is supposed to be the bronzer. So we are going to take this one, and it is marbled. If you see, I don't know why I leaned up. Just hold this up. So it is marbled, as you can see, as is this blush and that blush. So we're going to take this, and we're actually just going to use it sort of like a contour. Sort of like a contour. I don't know when this is going to come out, or when it's going to air, I should say. But if you're waiting for something from me, because there's 4 people I'm sending stuff to, I just packaged it up tonight. And I did do the labels and all of that tonight. But I don't go out every day. I did go out the day earlier. I was craving chicken wings from the Chinese place. I don't know what it is with takeout Chinese food. Their chicken wings be like the best wings. And I also got chicken lo mein. And so my next time going out will be, I think, Thursday. And that's for an eye appointment. So I'm going to do errands before the appointment, because this appointment, they're going to dilate my pupils. And usually it takes an hour until I can take off they're not sunglasses, but it's like this little plastic thing they give you if you wear glasses that you can put inside your glasses, so it'll shield your eyes from the sun. So that way I'm not sitting inside for an hour, because they say do not be out in the sun for at least an hour. And it is painful, because I tried it one time. Like, oh, I can go out there. I went outside. I was like, it's burning. And so, but it's really true. Like, yeah. And so before, or my way to that appointment is when I'll drop stuff off at the post office, pick up food for when I get back home, yada, 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 yada. So now we're going to take Amethyst Haze, and this is this that we use for our bronzer that we use as a contour. This is the Sigma F43 brush. This one is the Sigma F11 brush. And so we're tapping into Amethyst Haze, and we're going to put that back here. Sometimes I wonder, and I know I've said it a few times, like when I do these different cheek situations, like are they really all that different? Like the finished results, like how it looks, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I wonder, like, do I need, and I don't think makeup is a need, but it's like, should I really keep all the blushes, bronzers, and highlighters that I have? That is so pretty. That's this one right here. If yours is more marbled, yours will be darker. So there's a lack of consistency between different palettes on what the shade is going to look like. And even with this one, if it's marbled with more of the red, it's going to be more reddish or rosy toned than the tan. This one has more, the marbling is almost kind of purplish, even though it looks backwards, like it is purple and the marbling is a tan. But oh, this is pretty. So we're going to just leave this right here, one more pat right here, and we're going to turn it over, and we're going to actually take this one. This is Lucid Glow, and so we have that on here. We're going to put this here where we did not put Amethyst Haze. This is a way also to get more out of your face palettes. And I've been using like 2 blushes, 2 bronzers, 2 highlighters for a while now. But since we're just using what's in here, we're just going to use everything that's in here. So we're going to end up using 3 blushes, just 1 bronzer. So you see there's like a gradient. So here, there's nothing here. This... And I don't know what got me started doing this. You know what? I think it might have been Janessa. I have been doing 2 bronzers for a while. And it didn't dawn on me to also use 2 blushes to get the gradient. And she has this saying, we don't use 1 blush. We use 6 blushes. And so one time I tried it and I'm like, why was that such a foreign concept to me when I'm using 2 bronzers to get a gradient? But I wasn't doing 2 blushes. And now sometimes I do more than that, like for reals. And so we're going to take a clean one of those because we have 1 more blush in here to use. Actually, we're going to take a highlighter brush, and we do have one out already. Excuse me. This is F03, also from Sigma, and we're going to take this blush, which is Canyon Heat. And we're going to just put this right here as a highlighter. That does have a little bit of color to it. So we're going to put this just right here. Ooh, that's pretty. These, oh, I hate that I love them. And if you've been here, you already know the story. So I'm going to spare any new people that may be watching. Now we're going to take a clean one. And we're going to go into the highlighter, which is Solar Glow. And we're going to do both sides. And this we're going to put up here. So the first one we put here, this we're going to put up here. So we're also doing a gradient with this as well. And because I coated both sides, this side, that side, this side, that side. And so, oh my gosh, it's kind of bright. Now we're going to take a non-Sigma brush. Actually, we're going to go back to the brush we used for our setting powder. And we're going to go into Desert Light. And I do really like how this looks, so much so that I looked to see if they had a single, and they did not. So I'm turning and swirling because first we're going to put it under our eyes. And when I think about it, I'm glad they didn't have a single, because the singles that I had, where there was one in one of these palettes, because one of them has Dim Light. I had a single of Dim Light. I gave that away. One of these has Eternal Light. I had a single of Eternal Light. I gave it away. And so it was a good thing they didn't have this one, because I would have purchased it and then eventually got rid of it or put it in my Macari store or gave it away. So this will do though. And I do like the single compacts because I can use a big brush with this. I can use a big fluffy brush, which takes less time to get all over my entire face because it's a bigger brush and I don't have to keep dipping in so much. But I really do like this one. I do not like Dim Light under my eyes because of the undertone of it, or the undertone of under my eyes. It makes my under eye discoloration look darker. But the other ones, like this one, and I have a single in Mood Light and a single in Luminous Light. And the other palette, Dim Light, I don't put under my eyes. And Eternal Light, I put strategically on my face because it does make me toasty. But so I did kind of condense, I did condense the face powders that I was using. So that's everything in here. The bronzer as a contour, Amethyst Haze back here, Lucid Glow, this one up here, Canyon Heat here, and Solar Glow up here, and then the finishing powder under eyes and all over the face. So that's how you can get the most out of your Hourglass face palettes or whatever palettes that you're using. And so my brows, where's my brow pencil? So that's the way to get more use out of your stuff. And I know some people have said they just take a big brush and just swirl it through the whole palette. And I'm like, what? I've seen quite a few people do that. And it's yours. Use it however you want to use it. This is Scandinavia, the Makeup Finishing Spray, the Bridal Spray. A finishing spray is different than a setting spray. If you don't know now, you know. A setting spray sets your makeup, and you can even use, you know, that Ambient spray mister, you can use, which is water. You can use that to set your makeup. MAC Fix Plus, this is a sample one I still haven't used yet. A lot of people love that, but it's not a finishing spray. The finishing spray finishes your makeup. And as I was saying, you can use almost anything to set your makeup, including water, but a finishing spray finishes. And so it just like look at my face. Right? We're gonna do our inner rims and then cut off and come back and do the eyeshadow look, because usually I do my inner rims and lower lash line before I do the eyeshadow look. I feel like it's something in my eye. What is happening? So both of these are from MAC. These are both MAC Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliners. This one is Perpetual Shock, and we're going to put this on our inner rims. And so what you do for this, if you don't do this, or if you're curious how people do that, for me, some people will put their finger here, because when they put their finger there, the waterline will pop out. Your waterline is that light line right there. But me, I just look down, and when I do this, I'm finding the line and also seeing if the color is going to show up. This is a lighter shade for me under here. And so when I find the line, I just go straight across. And yes, it does push my bag down, as you see, but I'd rather that do that versus me physically, like intentionally pulling it down. So now we're going to come to the other side. Sometimes I do upper and lower on the same eye before I move to the other eye. And sometimes, like now, for whatever reason I haven't thought about, I'll switch back and forth. Now that I am thinking about it, I think it's so that my eyes won't tear as much, because usually when I do my inner rims, my eyes will tear a little bit. And so I think subconsciously I'm like, okay, if I do lower, they won't tear as much as when I just stay on one eye. So to do the top, seeing like Hung Vango and Natasha, they will lift the eye and you can see your waterline right here. Excuse me if that freaks you out. For me, I don't do that. I tilt my head back and I look down, and then I kind of raise my brows, which really aren't raising because of, sorry for yelling. I do get Botox for migraine treatment and prevention. So even now, like I feel like I'm raising my brows, but as I'm looking, like they really are not. And so this is me finding the line and then just going all the way across, and then stop and blink when I have to. So this is the difference. Okay, so if you see this upper lash line, it doesn't look as dark as this side because of the color, even though this is not a dark color. And I just like how this looks. And so what it does for me, and even on my lower lash line, is that it kind of just fills in color between my eyelashes. The first time I tried this way back in the day, I did it ever since. I just loved how it looked. I just love how it looked. And some people, when they do lower lash line, they'll intentionally let it get into their lower brows and then they'll blend it out. But instead of doing that, I'm going to take bananas, and there's a hyphen in between each letter in the word bananas. And we're just going to put this underneath. There are a few times that I will just put a color under here and I'll smudge it out. 9 times out of 10, I put an eyeshadow on top of it later. So this kind of serves as a base. And also it's a little exciting because when I put a color on top of the gel eyeliner, or if I'm using a NYX, I'm always like, okay, what is this going to look like? You know, especially if I'm putting a dual chrome eyeshadow under here. So there's always this little bit of excitement. Sometimes it enhances the color, and then sometimes it turns a different color because of the eyeshadow. And I love how that looks as well. I think for me, it finishes off a look because I'm putting a lot of color up top on my lids, but what's happening down below my eye? Nothing. And so, and I have gone out just with a liner on and no eyeshadow. But we're going to click off and come back. Part of me is thinking just to keep going, but we're at 25 minutes, and so we're going to cut off and come back because I am lacking on video content, which is not, I don't want to say it's not important, because it is, because I enjoy it and some people do, but the views, my video views are low, so only a few people will see it, and that is absolutely fine. Who it's supposed to get to, it will get to. So we're going to, excuse me, oh, excuse me, hiccup and a belch, go girl. So we're going to click off, click back on. So whenever you see this, it'll be a few days before you see the eye look. And again, for the eye look, we're going to be using Natasha Denona Xenon palette and Notoriously Morbid Bog Witch. And so I'm excited to put both of these together. I have not done that before, but for right now we're going to go. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.